situation where before I sit down to record with Melissa, I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is only going to take 2 minutes. And to me, it is bullshit. This whole thing is just a joke. How did you imagine they would proceed with the case with no evidence and not even a deposition from your girlfriend? They probably need a sworn deposition from you too. The only other explanation, so he just says it was a mess. Like, you think it's unreasonable for the police to ask you to tell your side of the story. They're not even confronting you with someone else's side. They're not confronting you with contrary evidence. They're asking you for your evidence and your side of the story, and you feel persecuted. You're doing all this in English. You're not providing a translator or anything in Thailand. You're not speaking Thai. Whoa! Special snowflake syndrome down at, City Police Department number 6. This is ridiculous. Okay. There's only one other thing given. There's only one other reason given for why, quote, this was a mess and you gave up. You dropped the case. It's nobody else's fault but yours, homie. You've come here on the internet and told us you had a rock solid case. You told us you were going to win. You were going to go to court and you were going to win. You did a fundraiser and everything. All talk, huh? Why did you drop the case? This case that means so much to you, that you're trying to fuck up my life. You're trying to start beef with me, with Foot Soldier, with Dom Bauer. You're at war with the whole world over this case you believe so much in. Why did you drop it? Because it was a mess and I was running out of days on my Thai tourist visa. You're in Bangkok, Thailand. You can take a bus to the border with Cambodia in hours. You can cross the border into Cambodia, you can get a new tourist visa, and you can come back. And you know what? That bus is going to be full of other white guys who are on long-term vacation, retirement, whatever it is, who are doing exactly the same shit. If you want to, Michael, you can keep going into Cambodia and have a quick beach vacation in Sihanoukville or Kap. A lot of nice beaches there. People do that too. And then come back to Bangkok and keep going with your crusade. If your tourist visa was going to end, you said your tourist visa was going to end and Hannah didn't want to make the deposition alone. Dude, that is not even a one-day problem to take care of. And you know what else? Right there in Bangkok, I've done all this. I've taken that bus, Michael. I'm going to tell you some other shit, homie. If it was Durianrider, he could have rode his bike to the Cambodian border. It's an easy highway. It's not that far a bike ride. You can ride your bike from Bangkok airport to the Cambodian border. It is no big deal. If you didn't want to take the bus to the Cambodian border, guess what, Michael? You can't bullshit me. I've done all these things myself. You can get what's called a visa extension right there in Bangkok.
And also my visa was running out, so I had to leave Thailand, and Hannah didn't want to do this alone, and it was just a mess.
I've been to the office. I've paid for a tourist visa extension myself. I've crossed the Cambodian border. I've crossed the Laotian border. I've done it all. That's the other thing that's weird about his lies, right? Like one of his other lies is, they started. He never defines what started means. They started this defamation case.
So we get the lawsuit started and we wait for Harley to get back to Australia. But he doesn't go back. He hides out in Thailand. So what we decide to do after a while is to just say, screw it.
So what we decide to do after a while is to just say, screw it.
They started this defamation case, but then it had to stop because Durianrider left the country. Who do you think you're talking to? I had a real defamation case against Durianrider with real legal paperwork, unlike your phony defamation case where all you show is a receipt for 5,000 baht. I don't know what you got for those 5,000 baht, homie. I don't think you started a defamation. Durianrider exited and re-entered Thailand, I would guess 12 times. He was exiting and re-entering Thailand constantly during my legal case with him. And you're here telling us there was no way to proceed with the legal case because it's Durianrider's fault.
So we contact the New Zealand embassy and they recommend a lawyer and we start the whole lawsuit there. And when we start to get the lawsuit running, of course, Harley flees the country. Now that we already were in Thailand, we decided to report the rape too. Hannah had to tell the whole thing in front of like 5 policemen or something. It was just a mess. And also my visa was running out, so I had to leave Thailand, and Hannah didn't want to do this alone, and it was just a mess.
It's not that anyone told you your case was bullshit and couldn't go forward, right? It's not that the cops or your lawyers or the embassy said to you, which is basically what we see really politely in those messages, look, we've done all we can do for you. You don't have a case here.
2015, late October 2015, I had a friend of mine, Hannah, stay in my hotel room. We had consensual sex, and her boyfriend found out about it later on. So she had to create a little story there, but she told a lot of people beforehand, before she's told Freely and Isaac, many of her friends, that we had this consensual time together in her hotel room here in Thailand. I'm in Thailand now, as a matter of fact. So no police were ever contacted. Excuses were made that I'd fled the country or whatever, but I had my tickets already pre-booked, as we'll see in this video. So is Durianrider a rapist? If I am, then how come no police were ever contacted? I'm not a hard guy to find. And how come Hannah told Freely and all these other people and Isaac that we did indeed have consensual sex? And she even apologised to Freely, which she didn't need to, but she did anyway, because she felt guilty that she jumped on me so soon after me and Freely had broken up for the first time in 2015. But anyway, there's correspondence. And again, if you don't have to believe anything in this video, you don't have to believe me. You can ask Freely yourself. You can ask Isaac. And these people aren't really, I wouldn't consider them close friends at the moment, or ever, in recent year. But you got to take the hat off to them, for them. Freely is the queen of receipts. She's the queen of receipts. And I'll show you some of Freely's receipts in this video. So if you have any doubt, ask Freely. If you have any doubt, ask Isaac. If you still have doubts, ask Micheal and Hannah, how come there's no police report at all? At all. At all. If the evidence is so strong, how come there's no police report at all? I'll put my hand up and go, I'll go and play any police station Thailand anytime. I'm there. I'm there. I'm in Phuket right now. Right? Phuket, Old Town right now. I'm here. Come and get me. So anyway, let's start the video. Again, this video is to people out there who had some doubts maybe. They're like, Harley, what's going on? So I put this video together, I put some other people's videos, do some of Micheal and Hannah's, and some of my own content, and just sort of splice them together to make a little compilation there. Hope you enjoy it. Grab some popcorn. And again, no hate to anyone in this video. This is just me clearing my name against some, I guess you can call it pretty serious slander against these people, Micheal and Hannah. So anyway, no hate. It's been a great learning experience. It always is for me. You know me. Duck off the water's back. So let's roll the video. Hope you got some high carb, low fat vegan popcorn. It's about to get juicy. And if you want more juice, get a copy of my ebook coming out next Sunday. We're going to drop it. It's about relationships. It's going to have more juice. Obviously there's many juice on YouTube you can't really talk about because it's not PG and PC. But in my ebook, it's going to be nuts. So I recommend get a copy, because a lot of guys might end up in the situation I'm in, and so that's a great way. Things you can do to avoid the situation happening to you. And if it does happen, things you can go, okay, well, here's the evidence, because this is done, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, watch the video. If you want more, grab a copy of my ebook next week. Leave a comment down below. Leave the video a dislike if you found it good. Leave it a dislike down if you found it bad. Whatever. Anyway, enjoy. Just share my opinion, share my truth. Peace.
Of young girls that follow her are going to have their lives really changed for the better because of what she's doing. Because I know when I was a teenager, so much of my self-esteem
Of Micheal, Hebo, Norwegian, trying to manipulate and fool the audience, and frankly downright lying. So if we look at the unmasking round about minute 22, part 5, Hannah and Micheal are describing Harley's apartment in Chiang Mai back in 2015, where Micheal and Hannah allege that the rape happened. So let's see what they've got to say.
To the couch because I'm quite short and my feet couldn't reach the bottom of the bar stool, so it was kind of uncomfortable, and that's why I chose the couch after the bar stool.
Also notice where the couch is placed, at the end of the bed.
Michael's putting these big arrows, one pointing to the bed and one pointing to the couch. And he's saying, note where the couch is placed at the end of the bed. I don't know how stupid Michael thinks his audience is, but the couch isn't at the end of the bed. Furthermore, this apartment rented by Harley back in 2015 obviously wasn't furnished by Harley himself. It was furnished by the owners of this particular apartment, and there's nothing which looks unusual or strange about this apartment in any way. And the couch looks proportionally placed in relation to all the other furniture in the room. So for Michael to try and lead the audience to think that this couch has been intentionally placed in a suspicious part of the room in order to trap or lure females is frankly ridiculous.
And this is how he's like taking the truth and like twisting it for his own agenda. He's actually enjoying this.
Stretching the truth.
So part 5, minute 41, 24 seconds.
And I walked her out, I helped it strap into the bike. I even think I fixed the bike for it. Like...
He can barely keep a straight face. He's actually enjoying this.
Michael's saying that Harley can barely keep a straight face and that he's enjoying it. So just bear in mind the context of when Harley made the video that Michael is showing here. This video over here that Harley made, he made this one day after Hannah published her first in 2016. So this is the following day that he's responding to Hannah. So just coming back to that comment where Norwegian says,
he's actually enjoying this.
I'll let the audience decide for themselves, but in my opinion, the look that Harley's giving is not one of enjoyment. It's one of anger and irony. Harley's saying that he even fixed her bike after they had their sexual encounter. So that smile, it's got nothing to do with enjoyment. That expression is Harley seeing the irony in fixing a girl's bike, and then she makes a video 7 months later accusing you of something sexually inappropriate. I'll let you guys decide what you think, but to me that doesn't look like the expression of someone who's enjoying this occasion.
And this is how he's like taking the truth and like twisting it for his own agenda. He's actually enjoying this.
Norwegian portrays himself as an extremely honest person. He doesn't manipulate. It's only Harley that does all the manipulating. Harley's the master manipulator. So let's have a look at Norwegian's video part 4.
I'm straight up honest with you. I've been a dentist for over 10 years. I have no fillings. I have no caps. I've absolutely zero dental surgery, dental cosmetic surgery, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, he has. As you can see in these photos, to the left, this is before, and to the right, that's after. He has done something to his teeth, and people have called him out for it already. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
So now if we go and look at where that audio recording of Harley's was taken from, if you go to his channel, there's a video called Raw Vegan Eats More Fruit Than Anyone in Australia and Here Are His Teeth. This was published in January the 4th, 2010. So that's over 8 or 9 years ago where this particular video was taken from. So let's check this out.
I've been a dentist for over 10 years. I have no fillings. I have no caps. I've absolutely zero dental surgery, dental cosmetic surgery, whatever you want to call it. And that's not a judgment on anyone else doing it. I've been a dentist for over 10 years. I have no fillings. I have no caps. I've absolutely zero dental surgery.
So as you can see, what Norwegian has very cleverly and manipulatively done here is he's taken the audio from this extremely old video before Harley had his dental surgery, and he's overlain it over a Tumblr comment. Just shows you how much of a propagandist this Micheal Hebo is and how manipulative this guy is. So if we now go to another of Harley's videos, so this is from August 2014, and this is a video he made shortly after he just got his dental surgery done in Thailand. And you can see here he's even put in his video, so why did I choose to get crowns? So Harley actually admits
Porcelain crowns, upper and lower. Bit of my history of dental.
So as you can see, Harley's actually admitting that he got dental work done. Whereas if you go back to Michael's video, Harley's before and after picture, where he obviously has had dental work, but Micheal is making it out as if Harley was lying about getting dental work done.
Yes, he has. As you can see in these photos, to the left, this is before, and to the right, that's after.
But as I just shown in this video just a few seconds ago, Harley actually admits in this video over here in 2014 that he had the work done. So what Norwegian's trying to do here is he's trying to fool the audience into making Harley appear like a liar. But you've just been exposed, Norwegian. You're the liar.
It's just pure manipulation.
But you hypocrite.
Now here's the thing. Narcissists are very good at spotting each other. I can now confidently say that Aysel is a narcissist too. He's a cerebral narcissist. The narc is a somatic narcissist. Just gonna say it like Vegan Cheetah is a narcissist too. Cerebral narcissist, it's with the brain. It's with the brain. Now here's the thing. Narcissists are very good at spotting each other.
Okay, so just some classic Norwegian manipulation here, minute 47 seconds.
So as we can see, he's on the airport on the 29th, and as we can see by the lighting, it's early in the morning. But we just saw a video of him being at the airport early in the morning. And as we can see by the lighting, it's early in the morning.
So I'd like Micheal Hebo to please explain to me and everyone else how from this lighting in this airport that you can tell that it's early in the morning. All that we can see there is that there's sunshine and that it's bright. It could be literally any time. Just a clear illustration of Micheal Hebo again manipulating the facts, stretching the truth. There's no way anyone could know except for Harley, who actually took the flight, what time of the day this video was taken. And why is this so devious on Norwegian's part? Because he uses this story that Harley was allegedly at the airport early in the morning to fit in with his whole narrative that Harley was trying to flee the country the next day as early as he could in the morning because he'd allegedly raped Hannah the night before. So Michael's fabricated this story with literally no evidence whatsoever that Harley was at the airport early in the morning because it fits in with his whole alleged rape story. So just some unbelievable manipulation there.
Stretching the truth, it's when very general facts are construed in a way that is designed to paint an inaccurate picture.
And this is how he's like taking the truth and like twisting it for his own agenda. And if he didn't, he can bring us to court. He can bring us to court. Ask Harley why he doesn't sue us.
2 hours later.
We've done pretty much everything we can to get justice through the legal system. People are just so ignorant to the bureaucratic mess you have to go through when dealing with multiple countries and nationalities.
But you hypocrite.
What seems very suspicious is that Norwegian and Hannah failed to provide any further details about what happened after the alleged rape occurred that night. There's no mention of how Hannah got home, whether she received the free bike pump that Harley gave her.
I had this bike lock and bike pump that he wanted to give me.
Whether Harley actually fixed Hannah's bike after the alleged rape.
And I walked her out, I helped her strap into the bike. I even think I fixed the bike for her.
How long this alleged rape happened, what time she got home, what mental and physical state Hannah was in after this alleged rape. They provide nothing, absolutely zero. All they say is...
And then he grabbed her and choked her and forced himself on her. And if he didn't, he can bring us to court.
And that's where it stops from any further details about what happened that night. It looks very suspicious that very crucial information and details which theoretically would support their case of this alleged rape, these details have been intentionally omitted from part 5. You won't find them anywhere. I'm not suggesting that details of this quote-unquote alleged rape should be detailed by Hannah, i.e. the actual event. But what I am suggesting is that the details about what happened immediately after this alleged rape occurred have been intentionally left out of Norwegian's part 5.
She got nothing to hide. Clearly there's something that doesn't add up here. So basically he's been rejected his entire life.
Stretching the truth, it's when very general facts are construed in a way that is designed to paint an inaccurate picture.
When I was 17, I had my first kiss. My friend was 16 years old, and that was in 1994. So the only time I've had any kissy or whatever, romance, with anyone under age 18 was once in my life when I was 17 and my friend Leslie was 16. And then she friend-zoned me the next day and I was shut down. And then I didn't have any more interest with you until I was 21 and I had my first girlfriend, Jenny. And I was a virgin up until 21. Okay? So that's a bit about my background, just to be 100% transparent.
So basically he's been rejected his entire life.
Stretching the truth, it's when very general facts are construed in a way that is designed to paint an inaccurate picture.
He mentioned the next day.
Okay, so just some classic Norwegian manipulation here, and I actually find this very, very humorous. So let's have a check this out. Part 5, minute 47 seconds. So let's check this out.
So let's talk about the next day.
Alright, well, the vasectomy. So you got this on?
So as we can see, he's on the airport on the 29th, and as we can see by the lighting, it's early in the morning. Now,
so that last comment of Norwegians, as we can see by the lighting, it's early in the morning. So I'd like Micheal Hebo / Norwegian to please explain to me and everyone else how from this section of Harley's video and the particular lighting in this airport that you can tell that it's early in the morning. All that we can see there is that there's sunshine and that it's bright. It could be literally any time in the morning, the afternoon or midday or any other time. Just a clear illustration of Micheal Hebo again manipulating the facts, stretching the truth. There's no way anyone could know except for Harley, who actually took the flight, what time of the day this video was taken. But once again, Norwegian saying, as we know, it's early in the morning, so that supports his whole Harley fleeing the country storylines. So yeah, why not just throw that in there, Norwegian? Very funny. This is probably the funniest video I do and the lightest. Good work there.
It's your future. I see
Stretching the truth, it's when very general facts are construed in a way that is designed to paint an inaccurate picture.
We are going to start this video with a quotation taken out of context. If you wanted to hear it in context, you could. You could read the whole email it's quoted from. In fact, if you were really that interested, you've probably already seen it in context. Quote, "I have only made one statement publicly since my video. That statement said that I had not accused him of rape because he hadn't raped me, which is not the same as saying that I had sex with him. Period." Close quote. That is a quotation from Hannah Chloe. That is a quotation in the context of a conversation in which she confirms that she had a telephone call with me, a Skype call via Skype, in which she said to me that she did indeed have sex with Durianrider, and she did not suggest that there was anything like rape, that there was anything like sexual assault. I do not have an audio recording of that Skype conversation. I have a clear recollection of it. If this actually went to court, I assume they'd be able to subpoena a recording from Skype. This is never going to go to court. And even that quotation I just read you can see it in context. You can see it out of context. If anyone just presented the email, the correspondence I've had with Hannah, and her evidently crazy and dishonest boyfriend, Norwegian, there would be plenty of reason to dismiss this in court. Now, I usually do not make videos addressed to the stupidest 40% of my audience. That's a principle I try to adhere to around here. But once in a while, there's something important enough to compel me to make an exception to the rule. What is the line of reasoning whereby Norwegian has overcome your skepticism what's the line of reasoning whereby Norwegian has invited you to overlook many inconvenient facts and sources like this? Because there are many. I can trust my own testimony. I am myself, in a way, a witness to these events as they unfolded. Norwegian has invited you to turn off your powers of reasoning by arguing, first, that Durianrider accused others of rape. Second, that Durianrider has an exotic psychological condition called narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, narcissism, which he has not been diagnosed with, and he does not even fit the basic checklist of signs and symptoms for. And therefore, this is the third part of the syllogism, you are supposed to imagine that what Durianrider accuses others of, he is in fact, ipso facto, guilty of himself. So if I were to say to you that because Donald Trump accuses Bill Clinton of rape, that therefore Donald Trump is guilty of rape. Does that make sense to you? Vice versa. There are allegations of at least sexual impropriety against Donald Trump from Hillary Clinton. Did you reason that Hillary Clinton was a narcissist engaging in psychological projection and that therefore this was proof or evidence of Hillary Clinton committing the same crimes? This is a laughably weak argument. Laughably. Okay? Norwegian is a liar. Norwegian is lying to you. And I can't remember anyone in the history of YouTube who has been more flagrantly open about his own malice and his own motivations in lying to you. He has spelled out for you his means, motives, and opportunity. Okay? The only other element of Norwegian's argument is that he tries to present an argument by analogy that what Hannah experienced was similar to what another young woman named Josie experienced. Okay? I disapprove of the relationship Durianrider had with Josie. I think Durianrider was very immature and cruel, especially in the period of their breakup. He did many things we would all consider unconscionable, dishonest, disreputable. However, absolutely nothing in Josie's account of the story, just taking her side of it, the story, no other witnesses, no excuses or explanations of Durianrider, Josie's account of the story never alleges rape. It describes him as someone who's sort of pushy and needy and immature. But again, Norwegian is hoping he can just blacken Durianrider's character to the point that any allegation and any accusation starts to seem credible and believable.
I knew about this long before Hannah made her video. In fact, I was the one who pressured her to make her video. She kind of just made me promise to not make a big deal out of it. But
case, we're dealing with a really complex legal knot. It's been created by someone who has been completely dishonest. He's a bad actor, and a lot of people in the audience have not been thinking clearly, even about the primary source. The type of material Norwegian produces refutes itself. It really doesn't need me to refute it. If you're just thinking clearly, or if you're sitting there with graph paper charting out what he's claiming and keeping track of the dates, trust me, it refutes itself. And I both mean what he says in his incredibly long video The Unmasking Part 5. When Norwegian tells you that the police in Thailand were incompetent, did none of you stop to think, ask yourself, or just pay attention to what he says immediately after that? What did the Thai police do that was incompetent? Does she name one thing the Thai police did that was incompetent?
And this is how incompetent the Thai police were.
No! He mentions two things that are great examples of the Thai police being competent and him being a bullshit artist who would not even back up his own bullshit on the record. Now, what are those two things? Number one, he mentioned that there is some kind of recording of Hannah Chloe and Durianrider having sex. It is not clear if it's an audio recording or a video recording. It might be audio only. And he complains that the Thai police were really interested in getting that recording. Do you have any idea how much you have just condemned yourself out of your own mouth?
When we were at the police station, they were like obsessed with this recording that Harley had mentioned several times. So,
from the perspective of the competent police, there was a high-profile shooting case in the United States. I'm intentionally not going to mention the name of the people who were shot, the person who did the shooting. There was a shooting in the United States where a security guard killed a young black male teenager. I believe he was still a teenager. It was very controversial. There was a lot of news coverage. Okay? The police interrogated the security guard who had shot this guy. So in this case, there was no doubt about who shot who. The question was about the motives and self-defense, this kind of thing. They got his whole account. And then you know what the police say to him? They say to him, don't worry. We have the whole thing on security camera. We have the whole thing on videotape. Do you know why they said that? To see his reaction. Some guys, when you take them in and interrogate them, and they give you a whole story, and then you tell them, don't worry. I'm sure your story is true. I'm sure your story will hold up in court because we have it all on videotape. Some guys react like this. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to my statement. And some guys are just unhappy. And some, okay, when the Thai police found out that there was a recording, a videotape or an audio recording of this sexual event, and for some reason, you didn't want them to have it. You weren't happy about it. You didn't think it would vindicate your side of the story. Do you think the police were born yesterday? You think they're new at this here game, homie? You think they weren't paying real close attention to what you said and how you said it every time they brought up this recording and you gave these really evasive answers that you just were not really interested in getting this recording and it wouldn't make any difference anyway? What you've spelled out in your own version of events in this video shows why the Thai police regarded you as a bullshit artist. Okay? It would be very different if your attitude towards this recording. This is one of the 2 points. And what is the other point that he claims shows that the Thai police were incompetent? What was the other point? This is the only other description of his experience with the Thai police, good or bad. His only other complaint was they asked Hannah to make a sworn deposition, to make a statement. They asked her to tell her story on the record, and he vaguely says, like, oh, there would have had to be 5 policemen in the room. Bullshit. You think that's incompetence?
Hannah had to tell the whole thing in front of like 5 policemen or something. It was just a mess.
That is step 1. I have been hit by a car, and when I went to the police to report it, the process begins with me giving a sworn deposition, a statement, testimony, whatever term you want to use. Deposition in the United States is legally accurate. It begins, and yet there may be 5 cops in the room, and I may be on videotape. And why would I be afraid of that? If I'm confident, yeah, the car hit me. I'm not lying to you. Oh, are you willing to make a sworn deposition? The police were very aggressive with me. They really interrogated the shit out of me. The guy was screaming at me about whether or not... It was ridiculous. I got hit by a car. I mean, it's not even a big deal to me. This guy is really aggressive. I was like, yeah, sure, give me the paperwork, man. He's like, you have to sign this paper saying that you told the truth, and you have to have a witness, and if your witness's story doesn't back yours up or you lied, you're going to go to jail for... The cops really interrogated me. Yeah, sure, man. It's cool. I got hit by a car. Yeah, let's give it bail. Let's do it, bro. I was not easily intimidated. Why do you think the cops do that, Michael? It's because of people like you. It's because of people like you who drop the case when you're told you just have to make a statement on the record. In what parallel universe could this case have proceeded past this point without Hannah making a deposition? What do you think? You went to the police asking them to persecute a crime that happened years earlier, I think about 2 years earlier. A lot of time has passed. You have no interest in getting or giving them this recording of what happened. That's suspicious, homie. Oh, gee, you got robbed at gunpoint. Yeah, the security camera footage, but you wouldn't want to see that, officer. You wouldn't want to see the security camera footage of what happened during this. What? Oh, yeah? I think we would. Have you heard of the word evidence before? Yeah. The police are interested in evidence, and you complain they're obsessed with getting this recording, okay? And then guess what? Even though you couldn't do that, they say, well, okay, the next step is you gotta make a deposition. You gotta make a statement. You gotta tell your story. Whatever. If there gotta be 5 cops in the room, there's gotta be an audio recorder, video recorder. There's probably gotta be a translator. You're doing this in English in Thailand, and you think that's police incompetence? The exact opposite of those things would have been incompetence. This is police competence. Hannah has interacted with Durianrider in a friendly way, face-to-face, in person, in the real world, repeatedly since the night when they had sex. She has interacted with and spoken to Freely, his ex-girlfriend, via Skype, via email. That's all documented. We know about that. They're cool. And now so much time has passed since the brief fling Hannah and Durianrider had. She's writing to him, saying in this friendly way she's going to put more cleavage in her thumbnails and videos. And again, guys, I knew Hannah before Norwegian did, okay? This is who she really was. She says, I want YouTube success. She wants YouTube success, and what she was doing was basically cloning Freely and Durianrider's business model. She was trying to sell ebooks, and she was trying to have sexy videos. The whole story is really on screen here. The whole true story, as of November 12, 2015, is on screen here in one little email. Okay? She did have sex with Durianrider. Whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, she and him had patched it up and moved on and were friendly. She and Freely had talked to each other and patched it up and moved on. And Durianrider and Freely had patched it up, got back together, and move on, right? The first mention of anything like rape in the legal documents I can find is August 10th, 2016. I'll show you the whole document here. But this is real vague and real brief. And before this, the problem is all the documents, it's not just that there's no mention of rape. She's insisting in the legal documents, in the documents sent to the authorities. Sorry, I shouldn't just say legal documents. Some of these are emails sent to the police, emails sent to the embassy. They're communications with the authorities. She's saying the same thing to them that she said to me, which I assume is the truth. She said, Durianrider is complaining that I've accused him of rape, and in reality, I never made that accusation. It would be a slight exaggeration to say that this evidence has been presented to you, the audience. Norwegian delayed for as long as possible sharing this with the audience, and then when he did share it, it pops up on screen for just a split second. And most of the people concerned, including complete imbeciles like Richard, you know him as Vegan Gains, The vast majority of people were just swept up with emotion. They were just so overwhelmed by that spooky music that he's playing in the background and the little clips of YouTubers who are like not even psychiatric experts talking about how their ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend was a narcissist. He puts this together in such a way, and then, oh yeah, and guys, here's the evidence. Click, 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 done. In half a second, this goes past on screen. And guys, it takes a second. It takes a second to stop, look at the timestamp, and think about what's going on here. In their original call for donations to support their court case, and at that time, both publicly and privately, Hannah Chloe's only claim was of defamation. Okay, defamation and basically the emotional impact of Durianrider cyberbullying her, saying mean things about her on the internet. August of 2016, and even worse, this is August 24th of 2016. Just a few days earlier, she was writing to the same person. She was writing to the same New Zealand embassy, August 10th, and that we have just that one little sentence fragment suggesting that there was something like sexual assault. Here we go, August 24th, later. And it seems like she has amnesia. And guys, it's not really me saying this. You have to imagine that ultimately the point here is not to grandstand on Twitter or grandstand on YouTube. The point is she would have to sit up and testify in a court of law and be cross-examined by a lawyer who would be much nastier than I am and would say, look, do you have amnesia? Why are there these inconsistencies in these documents when I compare one to the other from a few weeks ago? And guys, this case would never make it to a court of law, partly because of these inconsistencies. There's so much wrong with this case, you would never have your day in court, and if you did, you would have no case. Norwegian, maybe that's what your lawyers told you, and you're being dishonest with your audience, and maybe your lawyers were dishonest with you. I doubt it, because, dude, you've been dishonest about everything, top to bottom, front to back. Look real close at the text here on screen that's underlined in red. Her main point at this juncture is that she's offended that Durianrider would dare to say that she called him a rapist. How can you possibly stand up in court and say that you had a defamation complaint because you were offended that your rapist said that you called him a rapist, and now you are calling him a rapist? Just take a minute. The basis of her complaint is, first underline, he claims that I have called him a rapist. Okay? She also says that she's offended that he says that they had adult consensual sex. But there's no statement here. Look further down on the page. From 131 to 2 minutes, he continues to say that I have accused him of raping me. And he uses that to ask the public if my subsequent behavior is what someone who had been raped would do. Okay, but you're not making a case here. This completely undermines your claim that you actually were raped, and the lawyer would have to ask you, well, what, did you suddenly have amnesia? Why is your story changing between the 10th and the 24th when you go to Thailand versus New Zealand versus Australia? Indeed, in even the contrast between what she said to me, what she said to Freely, what she said on YouTube, there are so many contradictions. And guys, real quick, here's another where she's saying exactly the same things that she said at the start of the case. She's gone back to the same story she used way back when she started the fundraiser, but this is January of 2017. And inexplicably, she has even more amnesia than before. She just says that she has videos and screenshots of hate speech, blackmail, and death threats. Well, why did rape or sexual assault disappear here, Hannah? Guys, this would never stand up in court. Simply put, you have no case. Can you imagine a lawyer in the courtroom putting up an email like this on screen, saying, okay, this is your follow-up email after your meeting with members of the New Zealand embassy to Thailand. I don't know if that was by Skype or what. I don't know what kind of meeting this was. Okay, gee, you seem to have amnesia. This is August 2016. You seem to have forgotten that you were sexually assaulted or raped. The whole emphasis of this email is about you clearing your name that you never insinuated that he had raped. What is the basis of the defamation charge? He said he had sex with you. You're not denying that you had consensual sex. You are denying that he raped you. We have have legal documents, and the lawyer just has to stand there and say, well, were you lying before or were you lying after? Because no matter which story you're trying to present to the court now, you were lying both before and after. Okay, the level of inconsistency, mendacity, homie, you have no case. Homie, you've hung yourself by your own rope. It wouldn't be hard for anyone to prove in court, even just by using the emails and verbal statements you have in your own video, that you have lied. In your own words, Hannah Chloe never even thought she had been raped until you convinced her that she had been raped. I'm going to play the clip right now. Hannah Chloe, whose idea was it for her to make that video? It was your idea. You forced her to do it. According to who? According to you.
I don't think she fully knew that she had been raped. But when I kind of just repeated it, she kind of realized it there, I think. I knew about this long before Hannah made her video. In fact, I was the one who pressured her to make her video. I tried to pressure her to tell me what was going on. She kind of just made me promise to not make a big deal out of it. But